I'm 28 years old and have been working as a truck driver for 3 years now. As someone who is constantly on the road, you would often see some strange things on your way. But what happened a few weeks ago, I will remember for my whole life. I think I was somewhere in Texas. It was getting dark outside, and all you could see is the road and the wide open spaces. I was driving and drinking some Red Bull to keep me awake. I was already driving for 3 hours since my previous stop, and I needed to use bathroom really quickly. I think that was because of all energy drinks that I've been drinking for past few hours. On my GPS, I could see a gas station, probably 2 miles away from me. I thought I was pretty lucky. I've decided that I will stop there, use bathroom, rest for a bit, and continue my ride. After arriving there, I could see the gas station, but what was really weird is that no other car or truck was there. I parked my truck, locked my doors, and decided to go inside. After going inside, I could notice few things. First of all, there was no one working. Pretty strange. Also, this place looked like no one has been here in months. There were plenty of empty shelves, and the floor was dirty. This gas station looked like those in zombie apocalypse movies. I didn't expect this at all. I decided to not waste much time here and to hurry to bathroom. Because there was no light, I needed to use flashlight from my phone to see where I'm going. As soon as I went in, I could hear someone opening the front door. It was a really slow but very loud creak from the door. As always, I first thought of worst possible scenario. I've heard someone's footsteps, but after a few seconds they just stopped. I decided that I should stay here for a few minutes and hope that person would be gone. Minutes passed by. I didn't hear anyone now. As I was walking, I had this scenario in my head that someone will be there waiting for me. But when I came out, there was no one. My mind can't fool me. I know I've heard a very loud creak from the door and footsteps. It wasn't my imagination. The gas station looked the same as it was, even the doors were now closed. I knew I should get out of here as soon as possible. When I approached my truck, I saw something that will stay with me for entire life. The left side of my doors were open, but I clearly remember that I locked my doors on my truck as I always do. When I looked closer, my window was broken, and it was clear that someone was inside my truck. I've searched my whole truck, and for weird reason, everything was there. I thought if someone broke my window that they would steal something, but they didn't. This story happened 3 months ago. It was probably 2 a.m. at the time I was returning from my delivery. The roads were pretty empty and dark, as usual. You can hardly see anyone on the road, only trucks pass by every few minutes. Especially at this location, where all you can see is the road and forest. I have been driving for 10 years, so you could say that I got used to driving late at night. At this time, I just listened to music and enjoy my ride. As I was driving, the road was getting narrower. Then out of nowhere, I see this person standing by the road. I was shocked. For my whole career, I've never seen something similar. The person that was standing by the road was wearing black t-shirt and jeans. The scariest part about this, the person was just standing there and looking in my direction. He didn't even wave, or even look like he needed any help. I was shocked. I didn't have any intention of stopping. I don't even know that person. But I was scared for my life. The weird thing is that there's no houses over here, and you can hardly see any vehicle pass by, not to mention human beings. That was really unexpected. I continued my drive. But now I was less relaxed than I was before. After a few minutes of driving, I see another person standing by the road, but this person was much taller than the previous one and was wearing some hoodie. The scary thing is that their expression was the same. At this point, I was starting to panic. I didn't know if I should continue this path. Who knows what waits me? I found this pretty strange, as this is the usual route that I always take. But for the first time driving over here, I was scared for my life. While I was overthinking everything, I noticed a body standing at the middle of the road. I slammed on brakes. From the looks of it, the body was missing one arm and was covered in blood. I decided to just drive around the body. As I continued my ride, I didn't see anyone in this forest, but that was the scariest experience I've ever had. Whoever those people were, I'm pretty sure they had to do something with that body in the middle of the road. If I walked out to check in, I might have ended up the same way as that body. It was a rainy night. I think it was about 11 p.m. I was working for this company, and overnight deliveries are something that I'm used to. I was driving on a highway, and it was really foggy. Because of this, I needed to focus on the road and to drive a little slower than usual. Few minutes passed by, and I noticed another truck driving behind me. It didn't look like this truck worked for my company. I wasn't driving fast, probably around 40 miles, and everyone on the highway was overtaking me, even other trucks, except this truck that was behind me the whole time. Also, wherever I was going, he was always behind me. It looked like we were on the same route. I thought maybe it was a coincidence. 1 hour passed, and I decided that I'll stop by gas station. I needed to buy some drinks and to rest for a bit. As I was approaching, I noticed that the truck was suddenly missing. He wasn't following me anymore. I parked my truck and locked doors as I was getting ready to get some sleep and to continue my drive in the morning. I woke up maybe 2 hours later. When I looked outside, it was still dark. But more important thing, when I looked closer, I could see that same truck that was following me. He was parked a few feet away from me. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was all a dream. I decided to go outside and to check in. I approached that truck, quickly glanced inside, and it was empty. That was weird. I went into my truck again, and while I was trying to sleep, I was listening to some podcast to help me fall asleep faster. As I was near falling asleep, I heard someone trying to open my door. They were locked, of course. Now I was getting really nervous. Right now, I was sure whoever was driving that truck was following me for some reason. When I looked at window, there was a guy with a blank expression and his face suppressed against the window. I wasn't expecting that. I grabbed my Glock and started to yell at him. When he saw my gun, he instantly jumped and ran away. I was still sitting there in fear. I don't know that person, but whoever it is, I hope I will never see him again.